Is this thing on? What do you all think of this setup? This is so poorly edited, but I couldn't resist. I hope that you enjoy this. Hey everyone, what is going on? Sulky here. Thank you for joining me today. This video is going to be dedicated to answering the top 10 most frequently asked questions in my videos, including the campsite method video, kicking out villagers, and what is time traveling? But before we get started, I just want to first say thank you all so much for all the support you've been giving me lately. It was unreal to see that my video on kicking out villagers had over 50,000 views after 48 hours. That is just unreal. So I don't know what to say except I appreciate y'all so much and you make me really happy. So with that said, let's dive right into it. So these first couple of questions are ones that were on my kicking out villagers video. Question number 1. Why can't I get anyone to give me a thought bubble? Okay, so some people are having trouble getting a villager to think right from the beginning. A lot of comments have suggested time traveling more into the future, and yeah, I think that they could definitely help you out, but I also want to note the following. So if someone comes up to you and says, hey, and tries to give you a new reaction, you are not going to get someone who wants to move out that day, so just close out the game and go to the next one. If there is an event going on, then no one is going to ask you to move out. And events include tourneys, holiday events, and of course, KK Slider coming to visit you on Saturday. And finally, you're gonna make sure you start the game sometime when your villagers are most likely to be out, and that would be the afternoon, so say 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. All right, question number 2. What if I want to move out my most recent villager? Well, the 10th villager, the most recently moved in villager, isn't going to ask to move out using the thought bubble method, unfortunately. So my suggestion here is to get a camper to move them out. And of course, you can use the camping method. And if you want to check out my video, you can learn more about it. Other than that, you can always just scan an amiibo if you have access to them. I know that they have seriously gone up in price since the release of New Horizons. Question number 3. Why am I getting everyone but the villager I want to ask to leave? Well, it's random, so if you keep it up, you're eventually going to get them to ask, as long as, you know, they aren't the most recent one. Question number 4. After I kick out a villager, can I go back to real time? So this question has 2 parts. You do not want to do any time traveling when there's an empty plot, just to make sure you don't risk having some random villager buy the plot. And of course, this only applies to people who care about that. If you want a random person to move in, then go ahead and time travel backwards. I noticed, however, when I time traveled between when the one I kicked out was in boxes and when the new villager was moving in, I got this weird glitch where the new villager had the old villager's house. So when they were leaving to when the new villager was supposed to move in, I time traveled during that period. I ended up getting Fauna living in Puck's house. So you're definitely going to want to avoid that. Question number 5. Can I increase the chances of a certain villager giving me the thought bubble? Honestly, y'all, I have no data from the game to prove that there are certain methods that get a specific villager out. Things like putting trash in front of their house, locking them in, whatever it may be. I don't have data that proves that that actually works. So for now, let's just say it's always random. And you know what? If you did get someone out by doing those things, like locking them in or setting trash in front of their house, then I'm gonna leave that up to pretty good luck. Number 6, and possibly the most important question in kicking out villagers. Why did you kick Lolly out? Everyone, I have her amiibo. I have nothing against Lolly. I think that she's great. I was just using her for the purpose of the video. Okay, on to the camping method. Question number 7. I can't get a camper again and I traveled 7 days after the last one came in. Okay, so after you get that first camper, make sure you save the game even if you didn't want them. And once you go 7 days into the future, you're gonna load in and see Isabel's announcements. If there aren't any, just shut off the game and travel to the next day. Sometimes something goes wrong. It may not even be your fault, but you won't get a camper that week. Maybe it's a holiday or some tourney or whatever. Just hold out and keep going day by day. I promise the campers will come back. Question number 8. I have Marshall, who is a smug on my island, and I don't want to get rid of him, but I want Raymond to show up in the campsite. What do I do? Well, you can either get Marshall to move to one of your friends' islands for a bit while you're hunting for Raymond with the campsite method, or you can proceed with the method for a while in the hopes that you run into a smug villager, which are already decreased in chance. And with the hopes that out of the smug villagers you find, there's about 75, that the one you get is Raymond. It's not impossible, but it is certainly a pain and you will be at it for a while. Alright, let's move on to time traveling. Question number 9. If I time travel, will a villager leave me? No matter how much you travel into the future, no villager is going to leave you without getting your approval first. And last but not least, question number 10. I am in X state. Do I have to stay here forever? No, once you're finished up with whatever method you're doing, you can go back to real time, no problem. If you need to know more about time travel, you can click this video right here on the right, or I'm going to post a link down below for you. And also, side note, I didn't mention this in the video, but you should know, go clear off your bulletin board once you're back in real time. Alright, and I also have one more question I want to address, and that is, can you post a video on how to kick a villager out without using time travel? The answer is yes, I will post a video on that. That's actually going to be my next tips video, so if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that and hit the bell so you can be alerted when my new videos come up. I know that a lot of you really want to know about that because you're not comfortable time traveling. So I did some testing and found something that actually worked out, so stay tuned for that. And there you have it. Those are my top 10 questions that I received on my videos. If you have any more questions that weren't answered, feel free to post them down below and I will get to them. Again, thank you so much for all of the support. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. As always, leave a like or a comment if you found this video helpful, and be sure to subscribe. I will see you all soon.